Do you want it?
No, I'm good.
So yeah, to me, I geek out on stuff like that. I geek out on amps. I geek out on not only guitar parts, but guitars. Like sometimes I'll see a guitar and I'll totally geek out. Especially gear. Like, I mean, a lot of people, guys that I know that we all do sessions and stuff like that, we all, you know, if you're working on a record for a few days, you're going to take, I load up my pickup truck. Like, there's 10 amps and maybe 15 guitars, because you don't want to be at a session where they're paying you a lot of money and you're like, shit, I didn't bring my telly. Yeah, I'll use this guitar instead. And they're like, do you have a telly? I'm like, and you're caught. So, but it's usually, you know, they usually trust your judgment anyways, but I don't want to not have something that I wish I had at a session, so I take a ton of stuff. I geek out on technology, but only to a certain point. You go to see a guy, the other guy that has 20 pedals on a board and he's running MIDI and 3 amps and stuff like this, and I'm not that guy. If I'm on stage, it's more about rocking out with my hands and my head bobbing up and down, and it's all coming from above the legs. So I'm not stepping on. I need an overdrive pedal, there it is, and I need a tune, that's all it is. It's an overdrive and a tuner. But in the studio, obviously I geek out, like, wow, this needs this sound and this pedal's gonna do it and stuff like that. So that's my nerd. My nerd is equipment.
All right, you mentioned some of your guitars. You have quite a collection.
Yes.
And this is also kind of from the Facebook fans. Which is your go-to, and which do you wish that you played more often?
Wow. I wish I played them all more often, because they're all kind of lonely. Come on. They're my girls, man. She doesn't know what that means. My go-to guitar right now is my signature Yamaha.
Which we can talk about now.
Okay.
We had a question from Facebook about the signature.
Yeah.
Let me find it here. How much? Is it only going to be available through Yamaha or through your website or through Fretted Americana? And will it be available in the UK? And what's the release date?
It keeps moving with September, which is now at the end of October, I think, was the last thing I heard. And I love the guitar. I think other people will love the guitar. My demographic can't afford it, to be honest. We're in the talks of making a more affordable version of it. But as of now, the initial release, they want to put out a high-end. It was going to be $2,700. I talked them down to $2,300. Yeah, see? So, but I have people.
It's more than my rent.
That's more than my mortgage. And your rent. No, maybe not. So, it is high end. Like, if you're gonna be like, well, I could buy that custom shop Les Paul, or I could buy Phil X Yamaha, that kind of thing. But the guitar
There's
kicks
an ice
ass.
cream truck outside.
I know, we should get some. The guitar is kick ass. It's so kick ass. What's the song called? It's public domain.
I know it, but I don't remember the name. It's not Pop Goes the Weasel, it's the other one.
Yeah. It'll come to me after.
It's Chicken in the Hay. No, it's
Something like that.
yeah, there's something in the something or other.
Okay, well, we're moving on because we can hear it nicely.
Excellent background music.
Right? So, wait, we were at the guitar. So, I believe it's going to be a limited run initially, and it might only be coming out in one territory, which I can't give out too much information. I mean, I'm sure you can order it from wherever it goes, but it's a limited run. It's that really amazing grand piano white with the beautiful black binding, and I'm lucky because it's my signature. I'm getting a really cool sonic blue one and a really cool silver one, then I have two that nobody else has, which is really cool. But I'm really happy with the guitar. It's so awesome. And again, there's talks to bring the price down for my demographic, which is under $1,000. You know, So hopefully we can make that happen.
Cool. What is your strangest experience that you've ever had as a musician?
The strangest?
Mm-hmm.
Couldn't you call me in advance with that one so I could think about it? I always, you're gonna leave and I'll have the best one. Too late. Strangest. There's tons. I should write a book. But the most memorable one was strange. I don't know. What do you mean by strange? Strange, like involving a fan or involving
Whatever.
something that happened on stage.
Whatever was like the thing that just makes you go, God, that was a weird moment.
Oh, weird. See,
Weird,
moment.
strange.
Yeah. Okay. Not like getting a guitar in the face.
No.
That's just no. Weird. Weird moment on stage. Oh. This is kind of weird. So when I was touring with Jovi, we were in Houston, and my brother lives in Austin. So he called my mom and said, "Me and my wife are going to see Phil in Houston. We think you should fly down and meet us." So they all met in Houston, and they came to the Bon Jovi show. And John was really great. He treated me like gold. You know, they were very grateful every day that I was there. You know, I was helping out the band so the tour could continue while Richie was going through his personal thing. And we're doing the really cool hand pylon before we go on stage. And this is a cool thing. The first 2 shows we do the hand pylon, and then the next 2 shows we don't. So we're in the jet one time, and I would sit here and John would be over there and like, "Hey John," and he's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "This is just me, but I think we have a better show when we do the hand pylon." And he's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Yeah." He goes, "All right." So we did the hand pylon, and every time after that, which was awesome. The one thing that was, this is not, I don't know how weird it is, but we're in Houston, my mom's right there, and I finished the solo of Bad Medicine, and John comes over and he goes, "Hey, where's your mom?" And I go, "Right there." And in front of my mom was the Price is Right girl with the boobs jumping up and down, and she's like, I'm like, my mom's behind her. He's like, "Oh, okay." So I have pictures of us waving to my mom and stuff like that. But
Okay. How about coolest experience?
Coolest experience is I think it has to be hanging out at Henson Studios and Eddie coming by
Oh, I remember this one.
to try out one of my amps. It's just, I was like a kid. I was floored. He was there for about 30 minutes, and we talked, and this and that, and my phone rang, and it's a Van Halen, it's Unchained, the best riff, guitar tone ever, and the look on his face was kind of like, technology, that's awesome. And I'm like, yeah, it is. Meanwhile, no, there's no meanwhile. He was sober, and he was like so awesome, and he's like a really happy, huggy, cool dude, and it was just amazing. Yeah, it was really, really an amazing moment.
I remember the tweets that night.
Yeah.
They were pretty much just squeak.
Yeah, exactly.
It was fun.
That would make a guy do that. Yeah.
So I've heard this one before, maybe, depending on which story you go with, but Facebook wants to know most embarrassing moment.
I think getting the guitar in the face. For sure. There's no more, like, I mean, there's embarrassing and there's embarrassing. Like, my pants could fall down and it would be nothing. That's not embarrassing. You pull them back up and you keep going. But getting a guitar in the face that I threw, like, the ceiling looks pretty low. It's all right, do it. Okay. And the heel of the body hits the ceiling and jets the guitar ricocheting into my face, head stop first, like this. Like it could have taken my eye out. I had a scar here, I got cut here and here. And I put the guitar back on like, hey, the show must go on. And I feel it trickle down the side of my face, and I look at Dan, I go, am I bleeding? He goes, we should stop. And thank you, good night. So it's on my face, I go to the emergency, and they fix it all up. But the cool thing was that they don't use stitches anymore, they use crazy glue, or flesh adhesive, I think it's crazy glue. So they fixed it all up, and then the next day I looked like I was in a fight, so I'm wearing sunglasses at the session, and everybody's like, what's with the sunglasses? I have to pull them off, and they're like, what the, were you in a fight? I'm like, because it looked like Raging Bull, it was crazy. And, but that was a good one, that's pretty immersive. Yeah.
See, and I'd heard that one before. What is your standard setup when performing, and is it different when you're recording?
Oh, amps-wise and guitar-wise?
Yeah.
Yeah, when I'm recording, it could be anything. I could plug into a Marshall, a Rapoli, an Evo Robot, the Tone Master, the Matchless, the Good Cell. I have a Sun 6-channel transistor PA with fader head that sounds amazing in a 412 cabinet. It could be my Sun T120. It could be anything. I've recorded a pocket Marshall. Like I put it on a counter, and I put a skinny mic in between and got right on top of it, so the guitar was here and the amp was there and the mic was in between, and I get a really cool tone like that. So that is recording wise. You get into the zone where you want something with character and something that sounds like you've heard it before, but it's got something that you've never heard before, always. Live, it's very, very simple. 2 guitars, the Evo Robot head, the Rapoli, or my Marshall JMP, which is a 1976, into a 412 cabinet, split, but not in stereo. I use the bigger head, which is 100 watts for my rhythm sound, and then I blend in the Evo Robot for my lead sounds. It just kind of richens. That's not a word. It kind of like thickens up the tone, gives it a little girth, and spreads it across the stage more.
Okay. That one was also from Facebook.
Facebook.
What is the hardest lesson that you've ever learned?
Life lesson?
Could be.
Let's see. Anytime I didn't go with an instinct, there was badness at the end of the line.
So to trust your gut?
Yeah, always. Trust your instincts. If you don't trust your instincts, and sometimes you don't do something that's instinctual because you don't want to hurt somebody, but in the end, you either prolong something or they get even more hurt. And I'm not talking about like a man-girl relationship, I'm talking about a friend or anything. Because, and you know what I mean, you know, feelings get hurt. And as well as industry, you know. You can't have a loose tongue and be in this industry, because if you say something bad about somebody, it's going to come back. Mm-hmm. So, instincts, and don't speak badly.